Happy Easter, my friends, and welcome to the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. My name is Bull Skunk, alongside Chef Billy, and we're bringing you a double header here today on this beautiful Sunday. Well, I say beautiful. It's storming pretty good outside here in my hometown, so if we have some stream issues, we're just going to chalk it up to the weather. But until then, we're going to go until the wheels fall off this thing. We're going to start off with a Tier 2 matchup here between Neptune, Oceanus, and Tidal, Tsunami. Billy, how are these teams looking coming into Week 3?
Well, it's funny. We covered each other or both these teams last weekend. We covered Neptune on Sunday, and we did the title match on Saturday. So we both already knew what the results from those was. But if we, to refresh our viewers out there, Neptune Oceanus is coming in 2-0, not having dropped a map yet.
Not a one.
Not a one. So they are in full cruise control right now, cruising through the CGL Tier 2 scene. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for them. On the other side, though, Tidal Tsunami is coming in 0-2 with the 2-5 map differential. So I think they got something to prove tonight. I think they're going to come out with the fire under their butts. And they have a lot to prove tonight because, going down almost a third of the way through the season now, you need to get a win on the board. You need to get the map points on the board as well. So that's something that I'm looking forward to them doing right now, is them getting on the board, getting the fire lit under the season, and get them out of the gate, because right now they just kind of stalled right now.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Tidal's going to be our underdogs here in today's match. We do, of course, have a 4-map set. We'll be starting off on Control in Greece on the map of Ilios. We're going to head to Eichenwald for our hybrid map tonight. Hadamar will be your assault, rounded out by Rialto will be our escort map this evening. And, of course, we will go to the 5th tiebreaker if necessary. We do also have the hero pool here in our multi-tier tournament. We've got 3 heroes banned out this week in the name of Wrecking Ball. You're not going to see the Shimada Hanzo, and we will not see everybody's flying Valkyrie Mercy here this week either. Hey, and what do you make of these bans? So far, I feel like I've seen more far than I expected to see here in Week 3.
I mean, really, there's not nothing to counter her. I mean, especially in the lower tiers where the skills, where the mechanics are sometimes a little bit off. They're not as refined as you see in like Tier 4, Tier 5, Tier 6. There's really not much to deal with a Pharah right now. I mean, we've seen Torb come out and kind of do his thing to kind of have that auto-generated lock with the turret. But that's really been the only real counter to Pharah that we've seen so far.
I know when I'm flying around in the skies, there's nothing scarier than a 600 HP mech flying in my face with a defense matrix. So that would be my advice for all your teams out there trying to counter that Pharah. Bring the Diva. Well, looks like, without further ado, we're going to get this thing started here.
Now arriving at Ilios.
We've kind of got a double header going on, so we got to make sure that we get the game started. I'm excited to see.
I'm sure the fans at home don't mind in the slightest. We're not going to waste any time here today. Let's get right to the action. Yeah, we want to see more of the teams and less of us.
Definitely need to see more of the teams.
It's all about the teams here. Speaking of, we will get Neptune starting us off in the blue jerseys, Tidal in the red. And it looks like Tidal's showing us a little Ryan Zarya here out of the gate with the Reaper May, Moira, and Lucio. Oh, my power is already flickering, so if we have interruptions in the stream, y'all just going to have to bear with me. It's starting to storm pretty good down here.
4,
On the other side of things, Neptune coming out with the double shield.
1.
The May McCree. We're on Ruins, and there's no Widowmaker.
I'm
sad face.
A little shocked.
Sad face.
I'm a little shocked. Yeah, sad face indeed. But I want to point out one of the main tanks for Neptune. Shalady put up a huge performance last week on this donkey horse. I call her the donkey horse. She's one of my mains, but she put up a huge performance last week. So I'm looking at her to kind of anchor the line.
Well, Tidal getting the start they were looking for. Zero Rulers coming out drawing first blood, and then Diva Widow on the Zarya. Not to throw out a bunch of names there, but finding 2 kills there of their own. And Tidal picking up first control, start us off here on Ruins.
That was exactly what they needed to do. They needed to come out and punch Neptune in the face. And that's exactly what they have done. Great aggression, great concentrated focus fire from them as well to secure those exit kills that are all important.
Now we're going to get Neptune coming back on the Rhine Zarya of their own, putting them a little behind in this ult economy. Coalescence, only thing available so far here on the server. And Junior Jelly finds the nice pin onto the Reaper, but he does sacrifice himself in the process. And that's an interesting trade. I think I'd take that if you are Tidal here. Got to push forward, get aggressive here. They have no Reinhardt. Oh, they're trying to back up. The Maywall is going to deny that retreat. Good charge comes out. And Sebas does find the kill on the Lucio, but he also goes down. And now, with both members dwindling, it looks like Neptune are going to be able to edge this thing out. The Reaper did come back into the battle. He's trying desperately to hold on here for as long as he can. It's just the 2 DPS of Tidal slugging this thing out, all the while gaining percentage, 58% and counting, but I think it's about to change.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, and Shillelagh has gone off. They've gone off the double shield and now gone to a Ryan Diva comp. So yeah, I mean, this is a what the doctor ordered. Very good change of tactics from them. Rather than the double shield, they went ahead and said, you know what, we're going to bring the 600-pound demon mech out into the play.
Earth Shatter as well as Blizzard coming out as Neptune looks to path around into the small hallway, but there's a Blizzard on both sides. Oh! No, I take that back. Cello was not able to get that Blizzard off. And Neptune cleaning up here, maintaining control on Ruins.
They did end up using 2 ultimates there, though. They used I think they may want to have that sound barrier back for them. He hit it in response to Sebas.
Right, to the Shatter.
The Shatter going down, yep.
And now we're going to have Graviton Surge as well as that Blizzard still in the pocket here for Tidal as they're pushing back in. Wall coming up, trying to deny the retreat of the Reinhardt. He's going to respond with an Earth Shatter of his own. That drops 3. Graviton Surge in response from Tidal. Now they're going to go ahead and throw their Coalescence into the mix as well, but Sebas has gone down. And they're trying to do a little bit of a reset here as we're pretty tied up in control percentage.
Yep, and I mean, that answering Coalescence coming from Inagiza, absolutely huge, keeping his team up.
Yeah, late stagger kill onto 0 there, just eating more time off the clock. He is coming up on a Death Blossom here as we're heading back into this. Cello still holding on to that Blizzard. All right, poking and prodding, going shield to shield. Charge come through, and it is Junior with the big charge. Shillelagh eats the Blizzard. Oh, man, and Neo gets a nice Deadeye in, takes down Diva Widow.
Oh, my goodness, he gets stunned out of his Death Blossom as well.
But trying to answer back. The DPS duo coming up with a couple kills, but get frozen stiff as the Diva Bomb goes off, and neither the Lucio nor the Reaper can survive. Oh, but we've got a 3v2 here on the objective. 4v2, Earthshatter coming out from Sebas and Tidal here, and they're going to get this thing flipped over with the overtime wick burning.
Man, what a series of events that happened there. Basically 2 ultimates denied by Neptune for the side of Tidal. I mean, the Blizzard got eaten, and then Neo Tessin on the Cowboy. Flash banging 0 rulers and denies him only the, I mean, he just allows him just to get the 1 kill with the Death Blossom. He could have gone in for 4.
Yeah, heads up play coming from Neo there. Deny some value out of that Blossom. Big stud coming out early. That flashbang actually hit 3 people. Now the Blizzard thrown right on top of him. And Neptune just caught in this tiny corner. 2 kills coming through as Neptune is storming back over this thing. A final fight. Overtime work is burning 99 here on Ruins to start us off. And Neptune, they are finding the kills, cleaning this thing up. A late Earth Shatter just put the exclamation point down. And this should be a 1-0 lead here for Neptune on Elias.
Not unless they can touch, and I don't think they can. Nope.
They got close. They got. Yep. that would have been such an uphill battle, even if they had managed to keep the wick burn.
Absolutely. So I mean, let's go back and look at what really happened there. You know, Tidal came out just on fire. They had the coordination. They had the focus fire. They had everything in their pocket, and then the switch from Shillelagh going off of the double shield, which I think Tidal may have scouted out. I don't think they knew that Shillelagh could play such a nice diva, and I mean, she has mitigating so much damage and raising the eye level. It's one of my favorite things to talk about is raising the eye level of where you're shooting. Instead of it just being a stationary target on the ground, you're having to be up in the air looking around.
And they were also, when they came back in, they were like way behind on the ult economy. It was like 15% to 40 in the DPS, and then they got their DPS ults online first. That second engagement was so good there for Neptune. Now, once again, back to the Ryan Diva here for Neptune. Ryan Sigma on the side of Tidal. They're going to draw first blood, picking off the Lucio, but they lose their Reinhardt in the process. They do have that Sigma on the point, trying to maintain their positional advantage. Cello coming up with a couple picks, and Reinhardt's down on both sides. It is going to be Diva Widow on the Sigma, able to tilt the balance here in Tidal's favor, and once again, they're going to start things off as far as control percentage is concerned.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the ultimates, though. I mean, the ultimates, I mean, Reinhardt to Reinhardt, Sebastian's really far behind because he got picked up so early in that engagement. But, man, Cello on this Symmetra right now was absolutely microwaving shields and just getting ramped up to level 3 in a hurry.
Repulsum with his Blizzard already online. Coalescence available here for Neptune as they're looking for this retake. They're just slowly making their approach in this tight little death ball. Here comes the Blizzard right over the top of Tidal. Photon barrier is out, but it's not enough to stave off the incredible amount of aggression coming through, and Tidal making short work of this and a very quick flip coming through.
Man, what? I mean, Twice God Jiho accounted for 2/3 of the kills there on the Lucio, not taking his blaster off of the enemy squad. He laid into some people there. 1 environmental kill, 4 kills, or I'm sorry, 3 kills with the blaster, the sound blaster. Man, good stuff from Neptune right now.
You don't often see that many red arrows from a Lucio in the kill feed. Now coming back in, we've got Coalescence coming out on the side of Neptune as they're looking to hold this thing right around the center pillar. And Inikiza is going to find a kill, make that 2 kills coming through from the Moira. She is just all damage right now. And they're just going to run the members of Tidal right back out as we're going to get a reset coming through. They still haven't quite caught up in percentage, though. Tidal's still in a good position here.
Tidal absolutely in a good position, you know, and I didn't see, let's see, Divax, but I didn't see the gravitic flux come out, so I'm not sure where it was used.
Yeah, I don't know if he got stunned out of it. I missed that one as well.
Neo Tested is putting some work in on the Cowboy with the flashbang right now, let me tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of ultimates available. We're in a good position. I mean, and as far as time, but they're running into an ult deficit here as far as Tidal trying to come in and retake this thing. Diva Bomb coming out from them as well as a Coalescence. Zero Rules goes in with the Death Blossom, and he manages to squeeze himself in there and find himself a kill. Sound Barrier does come out from Neptune, but it's not enough to keep his main tank alive. Twice God getting a little parting gift of a boop, but that is all that Tidal, or that is all Neptune was able to find there on that engagement.
I mean, it was just a good sequence of moves there from Tidal. Absolute aggression. You know, they kind of waited. They bided their time through the Coalescence, and then that was the signal to go. And Sebastian's not landed a single shatter yet today. That is something that is huge for him because he's usually a pretty solid main tank. So I think he's need to have a little bit more patience or get a better angle when he goes in to drop the massive rocket hammer.
Now, Neptune just looking for an opening here around the front of the objective. Oh, Diva Widow eats the big ultimate, and one comes out from Cello of their own. There is nothing but a red blizzard inside of there, and nothing Neptune can do. The Ice Age has come, and they must now beat a very quick retreat. We got a tie match here on Ruins.
Fight is still broken out here inside.
Yeah,
the
they decided to take the fight inside this tiny hall, and they're actually winning it. What a nice little kite. All right, Graffiti Flux coming out on the side of the defense. Diva Widow is going to catch a couple members in that, including Anakiza, who's using the Coalescence, but here comes the Fat Shatter. Junior Jelly finds 3 with that. Oh, and a 4-man Shatter from the other way. But does Tidal have the reinforcements to clean up on this? It looks like the number of red jerseys here are dwindling by the second. Little trade coming through. Sebas doing his best to hold on here, finding a pair of kills. But in the end, I think it was too much for him to surmount. And I believe this is going to be a 1-0 lead here. They do have time for a test. They have time for a test. My eyes deceived me. I misread the number there.
Hello there.
All right, 85% and counting. I think you've got time to maybe come in tight.
This is Final Fight.
But you have, and he's got to watch it. Zero's got to watch it because Neotestin has had his number with the flashbang all day with his Death Blossom.
We're gonna get the Deadeye coming out from the gazebo. He was hiding all the way back.
There
Down
he
goes the
is!
wall. Four-man
Whoa.
Death Blossom. Oh, Neo had taken himself out of the fight to try to set up this flank, and Zero Rules just had free reign to walk in and clean house. And Tidal, they're answering right back. We are headed to the well, my friends.
Oh man, you would want to think that Neo wants that Deadeye back because I don't know if he was trying to zone with it because he did not have a good angle. And that you're right, he absolutely had Zero absolutely had full license to go in there and just place his Death Blossom where he wanted to and spin away. He did Beyblade away, and now we're 1-1.
And you called it. He took him, if they'd been there with the flashbang, I don't think Zero would have had near the room to work. Holy cow, what a big play coming through from that Reaper.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was feigning a little McCree of his own there, but now he is going to stick with that Reaper here. Double shield coming out from both teams as we're heading to the well. We're getting Cello on the Torbjorn here for Tidal. May McCree coming out of Neptune. Typical posturing coming in right out of the gate. Both teams meeting pretty much simultaneously here.
Big rock.
Yeah, X-Blade was trying to go over the top of the lighthouse itself so he can find himself a boop, but just gets pushed back. Now, it is Tidal looking to try to back up and regroup a little bit, but there was a Maywall there trying to deny them, trying to keep them on their toes here, but so far no kills coming through. A bit of a stalemate around the well. We'll see who can tilt the balance. It's going to be Repulsion finding the headshot with the icicle, landing it right in the dome of the Horse Lady on the other side, and that is going to prompt a retreat. All that back and forth in one kill is all it took to take the point.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a poke battle. You know, they were trying to get the environmental kills. Big rocks coming out from both sides. Junior Jellybop got the better of that engagement, though.
And now Neptune's going to push the aggression all the way up here to this entrance. Fight around the base of the stairs. Tidal, what are you doing? Tidal's just going to loop around. They're not going to give them that LOS. They're just going to flank to the side. They are coming in with a Coalescence. Cello going over to the Junkrat here.
I like the call. I like the spam damage into the shields.
Oh, and a nice boop puts Neotessin into the pit. And Coalescence comes out from Tidal as well as put the pressure on. See if they can get this thing flipped right back over. Zero Rules finds the kill onto the Orisa. And that will cement their the retake here. Yeah, just clean up from there. Tidal's going to get this thing flipped over.
She's putting up a fight.
Definitely putting up a fight.
She got about an extra 10% of progress, capture progress there. So good
May's
plays
so good
from
at that.
Repulse. May
Indeed.
is so good, putting the wall up, and she saved the ice block until she absolutely had to have it. But she unfortunately the ice block took her off the point, so they were able to capture it.
Now Neptune are coming back in with pretty much a full 6 stack of ults. X-Blade coming up on that sound barrier, and I think that's going to be the key one here on this side of Tidal. How is he going to choose to use it? Which of these 6 ults do you choose to sound barrier? All right, Dravidic Flux coming out as the aggressive stance from Tidal. Trying to hold this thing off. They know they've got to strike first. They're going to throw Supercharger down in that vein as well. Supercharger coming out from both sides. Oh, and it is going to be Tidal finding a couple kills, but Neotestin trying to strike back, drops that Deadeye in, picks up one. The tire from the other side takes Junior Jelly down. Coalescence invested as well here on the side of Tidal. A lot of ultimates thrown in from both sides, and Neotestin dies, falling into the pit. Tidal holding on to the point.
Yeah, his poor body went flying, and so did Moira's. Moira's got about 15 meters up in the air. I love the death animations on this game, I tell you what. But, you know, they still... The big thing is that they still have the sound barrier. Blade did not use it during that last engagement, so they still have that available to them.
Yeah, through all the ultimates thrown at him, he's able to hold on to that. It's huge. Coalescence coming out from Neptune now as they're looking to come in and retake. Blizzard thrown into the mix as well. Oh, and that's going to catch 4 members of Tidal on the back end of this, and they cannot escape the wrath 4 members of Tidal quickly go down, and the control going right back over to Neptune here.
Now the good thing is that they disengaged fast enough that they're going to have a chance to get a recontest here as we get tied up here at 77% apiece. We're entering into that last fight territory now.
Yeah, at least for Tidal having one last shot to try to come take this thing back. Not really much to speak of in the ult department. We're going to have Death Blossom versus Deadeye here. Tidal pathing around through the far right side. Neptune rotating to match them. And they're just going to get aggressive. They're not sitting back. They're trying to keep the pressure right on. That's going to force the rotation all the way back around. Man. And the teams have basically swapped sides. Sevis coming up with the first kill. X-Play was going in, though, looking for the boop. And there's the Death Blossom. Tornado warning. I hope you brought your storm shelter because it is death and mayhem in your back line. Zero spinning to win it, but not in the wrecking ball fashion.
He's in your backline. He's already in your backline. So now,
sound the air horns.
So we have a tire and a coalescence for the side of Tidal. And to answer back, a Deadeye. So, man, Twice God Jiho may get her sound barrier here. I'm not sure.
One fight to decide who's going to start off this series with the lead. And Cello drops the tire into the mix. Coalescence thrown over the top just for good measure. But Cello had already taken out half the team with his rip tire. And it looks like our underdogs, Tidal, are going to open things up with a 1-0 lead here in this matchup.
Underdogs come through. That was a huge freaking tire. I hope they show it because he took it over the top of the lighthouse.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how he managed to get this one in. Oh, no, of course, we're going to get a coalescence.
Man. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, catch your breath. We are in for a doozy here. Underdogs up 1-0, and we will be back with you in just a few moments.
Welcome back, my friends, to our Easter edition of Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. We are headed into Map 2 with Tidal up 1-0 after a tight-knit battle there on Ilios. And it looks like the storm clouds have cleared here, sunny weather, but down in the battlefield, things are just starting to get interesting as we are going to head into Germany here for map number 2, that is. Billy, do you think Tidal can keep this incredible underdog streak going?
Yes. I mean, their cohesive play right now and the smart decisions that are being made on the field right now is what's keeping them in the fight. When they drop one person or two people, they're kiting out of there. They're getting the heck out of there as fast as they can and trying to get a regroup. So that's big right now. You don't see that kind of patience and discipline a lot in the lower elos,
right?
Here in the CGL and Xbox Overwatch or Overwatch in general. So I think that they are showing a big maturity today that maybe was lacking in the past couple of matches. Also, the focus fire, my goodness. And when they do finally decide to press Y, they're not just getting, I mean, they're taking the one if it's there. But, man, they've hit a number of multiple kill ultimates so far. Neotessan kind of has been relegated to sideshow trick shooter.
And zero coming up with the big Death Blossoms there, both and Lighthouse, and they're on Well to help put the nail in the coffin of Neptune there, and handing Neptune their very first map loss already.
That's the other thing is that is Neptune's first map loss of the entire multi-tier tournament so far. So, man, to take a map off of them, that's already check mark in the book. That's something that nobody else has done all season. I want to really point out that tire, and I wish that had been the play of the game, but he actually took it up and over the lighthouse itself, the big white lighthouse, and dropped it like a feather into the line behind the shielding of Neptune, and that sealed their fate right there. Taking 3 out, there was no answer for them. So, I mean, good stuff from both teams, you know, and we do have a couple subs coming in. Lord Nickwick is coming in for Cello.
That was for Cello, yep.
Yeah, and then Pickles, one of the fellow captains and big star of the CGL, is coming in for Beyblade. So yeah, good stuff. As we head into Eichenwald now, this is where the real eye test is, because as we saw in Owl this morning, just because you win the control map does not mean that you're going to win the game.
Correct.
So maybe this was a map suited to Tidal. I'm hoping that they can continue the positive progress forward, because that was, I mean, it was, skin of your teeth, but they still got the map win.
Well, and it was a good start for Tidal, but don't rest on your laurels just yet. You still got work to do, my friends, if you're wanting to take down the undefeated juggernaut that is Neptune here.
I believe they are sitting at number 1 for Tier 2, at least in their division. Tier 2 is one of those divisions that has 2 divisions, so well, yeah, I think they're the only team that hasn't lost a map so far.
That just changed there on Ilios. Now we are going to get Neptune going into the defense here as we head into Germany. Looks like they're showing us a little Reinhardt Divish lady back on everybody's favorite mech hero. Inagiza on the Ana. I'll be keeping a sharp eye on that player right there. She put in some work there in week 2 on this Ana, and I expect it to be a big difference maker here for the defense. On the other side, we're getting a little Sim Reaper with Reinhardt and Zarya leading the charge. Where did y'all go? All right, they went all the way right. They're gonna look. Yep, they're gonna teleport right in front of tower and just close this gap as quickly as they can. Maywall coming up, separating the front from the back there, and a big charge coming through from Junior. And Mortality Field there, and Sebas so far still on his feet here. Oh, Twice God coming up with the kill, drops into the backline and manages to find the kill onto the Reaper. And now it looks like Tidal kind of starting to get surrounded a little bit. Desperation charge coming out from Sebas, but that is going to be ill-advised and will seal his fate as he's going to go join his Reaper friend back in the spawn. And I think we need to get one of those disciplined resets here on the side of Tidal.
Yep, absolutely. And Inagiza already throwing in such a massive amount of anti-nades into the face of Tidal right now. That is something that they're going to have to focus on should they want to really progress here. And I like the initial use of the teleporter, closing the gap so fast. Sebas has to be a little bit more methodical, a little bit more measured in his movements, because he is getting walled off by this excellent May player, Repulsion, for the side of Neptune.
Now they're going to teleport to the far side of tower here. As they're trying to push in. Photon Barrier Coalescence coming out directly. They also, they got to watch out for that Death Loss, or the Deadeye up from the high ground. No! They were standing there, just popsicles, unable to do anything. Slowly watching Neo focus that revolver, finding 2 kills, and shutting down that offense.
Man, okay, so Neo must have been listening to the cast, because he has taken exception to his the sideshow trick shooter comment, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Big Deadeye coming from the Cowboy.
Blizzard and Nano were invested on the side of Neptune as well during that engagement. Couple of ults coming out on the other side. Zero's going to go ahead and swap over to the McCree here. Now they will have Graviton Surge ready to go here directly. They still have that Animatrix. Animatrix coming out. They're going to use that to open up this fight. Wall there to try to devalue that ultimate. And so far, both teams just posturing around the point. Tidal's going to slowly make their way in, drop their Graviton Surge. The Diva Bomb coming out on the other side, and they weren't ready! The Diva Bomb catches, too. Junior Jelly's going to take down his counterpart, Rhine. The May, throughout the whole thing, can do nothing but sleep and watch on the point. And this defense holds strong with just over 70 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, man. What a perfect little sequence of events coming from Neptune there. That was huge.
Yeah, good play
Once
all
again,
around.
We have to mention Inagiza again.
Yes. Keep an eye on this Ana, my friends. All right, Neo coming back in with... They have got Deadeye as well as an Earth Shatter. Nano Boost coming out onto that Reinhardt directly. But he gets frozen up. Now we're going to get the Earth Shatter from the other side. Sebas trying to squeeze one through the gap. But Jelly, he sees the opening and he takes it. Lays waste to his counterpart Reinhardt. But he's going to keep himself up in the process. Coalescence coming out from Tidal here as well. Oh, the freeze and the anti onto the Lucio. The Coalescence desperately trying to keep him alive, but he was purple. He was purple like a plum, and there was nothing his Moira could do to keep him alive, and now it's just 17 seconds, and we're going to get a half fight at best here from Tidal. They're going to have to rush this.
Oh, 10 seconds on the clock. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to get in touch, guys. You got to get in touch. I know you don't want to die. All right, now here they come. They're going to have to make a three-man push. Lucio, Moira, the D.Va coming in a little bit late to try to join them. Where are their DPS? Their DPS can't make it into the fight before the rest of their team gets taken out. Zero Rules trying to throw in a last-second Deadeye. See what they can do. Blizzard was thrown in as well, and the DPS might just be able to clutch this thing. They got to survive this D.Va bomb to make it happen, though. Now Shillelagh back in mech as we have the two mechs dueling each other on the point. Sound barrier thrown in from the defense, and it looks like it just might be an insurmountable task here for Tidal. And we are indeed going to get a full hold, barring a miracle coming through. Though Tidal certainly not going down without a fight. Lucio and Reinhardt back on this objective, but they have the entirety of Neptune to deal with. And it is just going to be too much and an incredible full hold coming from Neptune Oceanus.
Anagiza come through again, young lady. My goodness, the play from this Ana player is nothing short of exquisite. I'm stealing Bull Skunk's words that he's trying to throw into the cast here, guys.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm like, hey, this would be a perfect word to just highlight something just right. You know, the perfect combination of finesse and destruction. I'm looking for this place to throw it. So what does Billy do? He steals it from me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to call you Thief Billy. You thief in the night, you.
Oh, Klepto Chef. That's the new one. All right. So getting back to the business at hand, one tick is all that is required. Win condition set.
A draw is the best Tidal can hope for.
But, I mean, a draw is still a draw, and they'll still be ahead.
Yep. This is true. This is true. But, man, they have quite the task here in front of them.
They never focused Anagiza. They never focused her. She was never under any kind of pressure. I don't think she died throughout that entire map, except to the end Deadeye, the Desperation Deadeye coming in from Zero.
But her work had been done. Now on the defense, Tidal bringing out the Junkrat Reaper, heralded by the Reinhardt D.Va here. So the D.Va Widow going over to the namesake character. On the other side, we are also getting the Ryan D.Va with the May McCree once again coming out here from Neptune.
I think that this is the right place, switching over to the D.Va. I think you should have come out the gate with the D.Va in the first place. Whoa!
Neo coming up with a nice shot, landing the six-shooter true, taking out the Baptiste. No more immortality field available now. He's turning his attention on to Bay, and there's no more healers left standing for the defense. What excellent focus fire and target priority coming out of Neo Tessin. Takes down the three most important heroes he could. And that is a tie match here, folks. Neptune Oceanus taking Eichenwald.
Give this man his gold star for the day because he just earned his lunch money. That is what you call threading the needle, taking heads and taking names. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into map 3, which will be Hanamura, our favorite place in Japan, we are at a tie game. Don't go away. We'll be back with you just a few moments after intermission.
Welcome back, my friends, to this very special Easter edition of the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. My name is Bullskunk, alongside the verbiage kleptomaniac, Chef Billy, as we are coming back from the half, all tied up here. But before we start talking about Hanamura, I just wanted to give some thank yous out there. We had Big Sam coming through with the host. Thank you so very much, my friend. We had Tayuko coming through with the 100 bits. Really appreciate the cheer. That is awesome. Thank you so very much. And then we had Neptune coming through. Well, let me verify that. Excuse me. No, it was Tidal coming through with the other team. Coming through with a gifted sub. Don't want to get it wrong there. I really appreciate the support. We appreciate all you hanging out with us here today, as we've got this David and Goliath story all tied up here. Tidal, the first team to take a map off of Neptune here. And can they keep it up, Billy? What can they do to bounce back? I mean, they got devastated there in map 2. What can they do to regain their lead?
Oh, man. You got to keep an eye on the Cowboy. You got to take out Anagiza, too. Giza is shredding Tidal right now with the anti-nades and the sleeps.
And they had the Diva.
They had the Diva.
Should it just be, is it more of a focus? Does the Diva just need to 100% just zone in on those nades?
I think so. I think that would be a really good thing. I think also creative use of the May wall. Maybe not walling off the Reinhardt, but maybe you need to worry about walling off the Ana right now, because the Ana right now is what is doing the majority of the work as far as denying healing. So that's one thing that I think that they need to do, is they need to focus out Giza.
Yeah.
On the other side, I mean, on the other hand, watching for Neo Tessin, because he put on a clinic of headshots there, getting 3 headshots, and they just steamrolled it. So
and such wonderful target prioritization coming from Neo, picking off both healers right out of the gate, making sure there was 0 sustain there for the defense there on Eichenwald.
I think the biggest thing for Tidal to do right now is do what I do before every map that I play. Wipe it out of your head.
Yep.
It's 0-0 again.
Exactly.
It's 0-0 again.
Clean
anyways.
slate.
So clean slate. Go back in there. The last map didn't happen. And I think that you go in there like it didn't happen. And you go in there with full of the energy and the focus fire that you showed on Ilios. So, that's the biggest thing that I want to see from them. And once again, we got to reiterate on these hero bans. Wrecking Ball's not there, so there's no fast ability to get back and contest a point if you do happen to get wiped like you did there. Also, no mercy to res.
Right.
That's a big one. And a big zoning ult that comes pretty quickly in the CGL for us is the Dragon Strike coming from Hans. That's the biggest things right there. I think that the Mercy is a pretty big hit for tier 2.
And you touched on a really good point with a Hanzo as well, because you can typically fall back on that wombo combo. You get in trouble, you pull the Zarya Hanzo out, just give yourself enough time to build up that big combo, and it's typically a fight winner. So a good fallback, usually for attacking teams, not available here this week.
Yep. I mean, that's the biggest one for me is that instant zoning. Once you hear him let go of it, you have to be mindful where you're at. So, I think the other thing is that Tidal relied too much on the Zarya coming out on the offense. The grab went for naught, and you wasted all that time on a hero that didn't really do much. Whereas you could have been negating, the nades, the damage coming into for your team with the D-Matrix. So that was the thing that I think that was the biggest thing that I noticed there from the last map, is that they didn't have the damage mitigation that Neptune did, and Neptune came back out with the Diva again. So I mean, I think maybe the double shields are gone. And as I look at the screen, the double shields are gone for the offense. So I think they're thinking that the mech warrior is the play to go to.
Well, we did get swap sides here, so Tidal is in the blue jersey, starting us off on the defense. Neptune in the red, coming in with the Symmetra strategy right out of the gate here. Looks like they're going to go up to the window, across the rooftop, over to the back of the objective here. Strat we've seen several times this week already. And now that's going to put a big clash on the point. That puts the ball in Tidal's court to come back here and drive them off of their bell. Get them out of your sanctuary here. We'll see who can strike first. Maywall coming up on the side of the attacking team. Neptune looking to isolate the Reinhardt, but so far, not much luck there. This is just both teams feeling each other out, looking for the opening. You got to be careful. All the while, that Sim Beam is just getting charged up. That is already going to be at level 3. Oh, and Junior Jelly comes up with a pick on the other side, takes out the countering Symmetra. But Cello did manage to get his photon barrier up. A little dying wish coming through from the defense. Will it be enough to stave off this aggression? It does not look like it. And Giza coming up with a pick onto the counterpart Bay on that Moira. And now you just have a Junkrat left desperately trying to hold on here for Tidal.
Man, while I appreciate a very good sim player, and sim play doesn't get enough utility here in the current meta as it is, I kind of question the Symmetra coming out in defense, because, man,
Yeah, and they are going to
if
go ahead
it-
and swap off that. Cello's going over to the May here for point B.
Yeah, it's just not right. To me it's a hope and a wish.
Woo! Managed to get the teleporter up onto the sniper roost just before the main wall came out. That was a split-second play coming through from Neotessan on that sim. Photon barrier coming out early as well. Coalescence in response. Coming out of Tidal here is looking to hold on to your Graviton Surge, but the sound barrier had already been used. Nevertheless, Junior Jelly whittled down super low. Tyre able to come in and finish off the remaining members. And Tidal, they have managed to turn back the tide and stave off this snowball.
Man, that was great play there from Lord Nickwick on the Junkrat. He was very patient with his heart. He actually looped around the point, went back up to where he had sent it flying from, and ended up picking up the main healer there in Giza. So big play from him.
Neptune didn't use their entire bank ultimate, still holding on to the all-important Blizzard as well as an Earthshatter Diva Bomb combo here. Pushing upstairs. We'll see how they choose to initiate. Looks like a Maywall coming out early. Didn't quite get what they're looking for, I don't think. And this should be the cue to move forward here for the defense. They are going to go and throw an Earthshatter down. It found Shillelagh, but Lord Nick drops it in the process. And Giza able to thread the needle there and pick up that kill. Oh, but the May just freezing everybody in this tiny little corridor. And Chillo still has that Blizzard available. Okay, Tidal forced use Coalescence to get out of there. Or Neptune forced use Coalescence, forgive me. And Tidal backing up onto the objective. Tidal's going to go and throw a Blizzard. In fact, both Blizzards coming out. It's a cold, cold world here on Hanamura. Diva Bomb used from Neptune to see if they can clear some room on this point. Cetus has got his shield up, able to keep that May alive for the meantime. Cello does find the kill onto the McCree, but drops in the process. Nevertheless, the reinforcements dwindling here for the attacking team, and the defender's advantage starting to come through, and I think they are going to hold on for another fight.
Yeah, and I mean, using that rock right there gave Diva X Widow their gravitic flux. So big plays coming from Tidal here. I think they did pull themselves up by the bootstraps there.
And they did manage to get all three of those big ultimates that I had aforementioned in Neptune. So they have no more tank ults, no more Blizzard here to work with as they try to make their third engagement on point B.
Yeah, and Sebastbot on the Reinhardt and Cello on the May actually used like a little bit of a V formation using the Reinhardt shield and the May wall to kind of corral in that Diva Bomb, and it went for naught. So that's a huge protection there.
Speaking of huge, Giant Gravitic Flux coming out. Twice God right there with the sound barrier. Extra armor for his team, and they stay alive through the fight, finding 2 kills as they come slamming back down to the floor. Now Diva Widow frozen stiff, and he's going to get taken out. And the attack have finally cracked this thing open. 1 tick picked up already. Here comes the second. Is there going to be a recontest? Coalescence used to try to hold it off. No recontest. A quick 3 points coming through here for Tidal Tsunami.
You
Or here
know,
for Neptune Oceanus.
Yeah, for Neptune Oceanus.
Don't let the
you're
side swaps
absolutely
get you.
correct.
Don't let the side swaps get you.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. No, but I mean, they took almost 3 minutes off the clock there. So you got to call that a win. And as I was listening to the Overwatch League this morning when I decided to finally roll myself out of bed.
Who doesn't have side swaps, by the way. They don't have
Yes.
to deal with that. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, anyway.
Right. You know, all they have to do is cast. No, but you know, they said that the average score on Hanamura is 1.6, which means basically you get point A for free, and then you get 2 ticks on the second point, and that's the average score right now throughout all of Overwatch. So, I mean, taking the second point with the defender's advantage is so hard to do. And, you know, credit to Neptune there, you know, kind of withstanding the siege. I mean, the defense put up by Tidal, though. That's one for the ages, because that's a almost 3-minute hold with an ult deficit as well.
Definitely a good hold. We'll see if it's good enough to give them the lead here in this series. As Tidal going on the attack here, bringing us the little Ryan Zarya, bringing the Sim Junkrat on the side of the defense. Neptune, they're bringing the Ryan Diva. Shillelagh sticking with the mech here, and I think it's a good call. Alright, offense is going to teleport up to the high ground. The wall didn't quite have its intended effect, I don't think. As Tidal's now just looping around through the backside. Neptune ready to catch the aggression.
This is where you... Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. No, this is going to get tough. This is where the rubber's going to hit the road. And they've got two big old shotguns that they're going to have to get past before they can make any progress here on this point. How are you going to get past this wall of damage coming in? They are throwing some sim turrets in, and Lord Nickwick finds a good kill in the back line there. Getting the spam damage through on the Junkrat, and early Earthshatter coming out on the side of the defense, but he found nada. And Junior Jelly's going to give his life a process. Cello coming through with two big picks. Diva Widow finds one as well. And Tidal answering right back here with a great attack round here on their first assault.
Man, that was fast. It was nearly as fast as what Neptune did. So they're going to have a very good amount of time here going into point B, the aforementioned Room of Death that we spoke of. 5:40 on the clock right now. So yeah, actually they did meet Neptune's time, and they actually did hold it for 3.5 minutes instead of almost 3. So I want to give them full credit where credit is deserved.
At this pace, we're definitely out to break that 1.6 average capture here on Hanamura. Photon Barrier, as well as Coalescence, currently online. Graviton Surge not too far behind it. Here for Tidal on the attack. Diva Bomb here for Neptune on the defense. They do have that nano boost. Their star on a player, and Agiza sitting in the back. Photon Barrier to open things up. That nano boost goes on to the Reaper. He's 87 to the Death Blossom. That's going to help him build it up. Oh, Lord Oleg drops a tire right on top of their heads. And this might just be the snowball. Oh, Tidal. What have you done, my friend? You're doing them dirty. 2 ticks already picked up, and Neptune nowhere to be seen here on Hanamura. What a response.
Lord.
That's how you answer.
That answer sent, received, replied, you're dead.
And we're going to get Neptune going back on the attack here, and we've definitely smashed that 1.6 average.
Yeah. I mean, that's a full 2 right there. As far as the averages go for these two teams, man, let me tell you what, Cello not only placed that photon barrier out there, but he also set up a teleporter to go behind them.
Nice.
And I think Nickwick threw his tire through.
Did the tire go through the teleporter?
Oh! The teleporter.
Oh, that's juicy.
Because the Maywall had gone up in front of both Lord Nickwick and Cello up there on the high ground. And he's just like, oh, no. I'm going to go ahead and send this through anyways. They were not expecting it. You weren't ready for that.
A much better showing coming from Tidal Tsunami on their attack round in comparison to the full hold they got dealt back on Eichenwald.
The answer back.
Yeah. And
that was huge.
That's what you wanted to see if you're a Tidal Tsunami fan. Could they put up the attack? Their defense had looked solid all the way through, but their attack round had faltered before. It certainly did not disappoint that time.
No, I'm so impressed with that.
All right, Neptune now has a chance to set the pace here in extra innings. Once again, bringing the Symmetra in. They're going to use the May with it this time, and they're not going to teleport. They're just hoofing it all the way to the right-hand side. Throw those sim turrets in.
They're gone.
But they're quickly disposed of. Right into the garbage disposal with you. And now, okay, there's the teleporter to the back window. Clever play. Trying to keep Tidal on their toes here, but they are rotating right with it. They're catching it. Jelly Bob just throwing in some check fire strikes there, trying to get that Earthshatter built up. Looks like Sebas is leading a little bit in that department here right now.
Oh, he just went ahead big time.
But the support ult's coming up online a little bit faster here for the attacking team. We'll see if, I believe that's probably the Q Neptune's waiting for. And Agiza does have that Coalescence, and here it comes. And that's going to be the Q to move forward. Gets rocked out of it! What a rock! No Coalescence for you! Junior Jelly answers right back, does put their fire strike through, and takes Cello down. Now Sound Barrier coming out from the attacking team. Oh, but Tire from the other way. Junior Jelly trying to Earth Shatter, but his entire team just got exploded. Diva Widow smashes the rest of them down in a big gravitic flux, and the defensive Tidal holding on here. 30 seconds on the clock. One last chance for Neptune to do something here in extra innings.
Oh my goodness, that was a great use of 2 ults right there. The gravitic flux and the Tire. Lord Nitwick starting him off with a 2K, and then Divax Widow, not to be outdone, went ahead and sent his own in.
Teleporter in, closing this gap quickly. Neptune making their way onto this objective. Photon barrier used from the defense. Neotesting coming up with his directly, but there's not much in the bank here for Neptune to work with. They'll have a Diva Bomb coming online shortly, but they're just going to have to win this in the neutral. As Sim Beams coming out from both sides. Lord Netwick already almost up to another Tire, and this defense can hang on long enough. That Tire will be the difference maker, but no! The double kill charge coming through from Junior Jelly. Quickly giving them a 3-man advantage. Now Sound Barrier there for X-Blade, but it's just the 2 supports left standing here for Tidal Tsunami. And I think Neptune will eventually get this 3rd point on the board.
Oh, and not in the nick of time either, because the overtime wick she is a burning hotly here, ladies and gentlemen. But they are going to get 30 seconds on the clock here.
They will have 30 seconds, yes, sir.
Yep, so this is going to have to be a real quick engagement, but you do have Shatter, you've got Self-Destruct, you've got Coalescence coming into this fight, and they've also used that teleporter, so they got there fast.
Cello coming off the Symmetra, going to the May to try to hold on for this 30 seconds. One fight here on point B. Diva Bomb, Sure Shatter combo coming out. It finds Zilch. Charge coming in from Junior Jelly. He's going to get aggressive, and he gets that kill off of that aggression. The May trying to freeze him up, and they are going to counter back. As Jelly goes down, Twice God drops it as well. Coalescence coming out from the defense. 3 members of Neptune left standing, and they're getting burned! Berea coming through with a 3K Coalescence. And that is all Neptune will find here on Hanamura.
Whew. That was touch and go, ladies and gentlemen. It could have gone either way. Junior Jellybop putting some serious work in on this Reinhardt right now. Getting the 2K smash to secure point A, and then coming through and dropping the Shatter, taking out Sebastopol. He did his job, but the supports for Tidal won that engagement right there. That was huge work from both sides. Oh my gosh, this is exciting stuff.
Jelly had to get so aggressive to find that opening pick there onto Sebas. So he was a no man's land by the time he made it happen. And you gotta admire some good aggression coming out from the Reinhardt. But by the time he found the kill, he was surrounded in Neptune, ready to get the revenge there for their Reinhardt going down. And once that happened, they had no shielding for the rest of that defense. And then Berea with a 3K on the Coalescence there to shut it down at the end. Put the nail in the coffin.
I mean, Bay Area absolutely put a huge 3K out there. Nah. Oh, you're fine. I mean,
I'm a Mavericks fan. I instantly just went to JJ Berea. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie.
So what are you gonna do here, Tidal? Win condition set.
Well, they're gonna pull out with Symmetra. Not surprising here with the Junkrat. Ryan Zarya here. Now it's the Zarya that concerns me. I mean, you are going to get more of that up close and personal damage on the point. But you got to watch out for Enegiza on this. Anna, she can be the difference maker here if you aren't careful of the Grandma Egyptian. All right, aggressive posture coming out from Neptune as they're just going to push up. They're not going to sit back and wait for Tidal to take the fight to them. They are going to be the aggressors here. Junior trying to get the charge on, not quite on point. Sebas able to kind of fake him out there with putting the toe in and then backs right back up. And now Neptune are going to have to relegate a little bit of space here as they're going to fall back onto the objective. Maywall coming up. I think you should try to regenerate some cooldowns. And then here comes the Ant Matrix. And that is going to prompt all of Tidal to just hide around the corner. Here's they wait this thing out, but they have the time and the clock to do it. They've got Earthshatter online coming up on a Tire, and I think that's going to be the one who will take this point if they can get it there.
Yeah, and Diva X Widow is glowing like a Christmas tree right now.
All right, here comes the Nano Boost onto Shilady. But not getting very aggressive with it, just kind of holding the choke. Here comes the Graviton Surge on the side of Tidal as they're looking to attack this thing. Maywall there to try to stave off any of the follow, but there is the Tire Lord Nickwick coming through with 2, including the Baptiste No More Immortality Field. Death Blossom, or Deadeye, excuse me, thrown in from the other side, and he does take Sebas down. But with the dust clearing, it is Tidal emerging victorious here on point A.
Yeah, and they use, let's see, Grav, they use Photon Barrier, they use Tire, and Coalescence. So, win condition set, once again, 2.5 minutes to get 1 tick on the clock here. They did it in lightning fast time last time. So, oh man, they don't have the Photon Barrier available this time, though, which is what their impetus to get into the point last time was. And that, they have a bomb to guard against right now, as well as another Ant Matrix. Twice got Jiho is getting this basically on cooldown right now.
Maywell splitting off the initial assault. Earthshatter comes out from Sebas, and that finds 2. And those 2 immediately are sent back to spawn. Ant Matrix coming out from the other side, but it's in front of the May.
Man!
The May can't quite utilize that thing. No, and Sebas just goes swinging for the fences. Solos picks up the kill onto Giza. And this is looking like a very promising start here. Remember, Tidal just needs 33%. Repulsion was whittled out super low, taken down. 2 members of Neptune here trying to stall this thing up. But Lord Nitwick has yet another tire ready for him.
There it is!
And Tidal taking the second map off of Neptune here and taking a 2-1 lead in this series.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the middle of a knockdown, drag 'em out bar brawl, Saturday Night Fever. My
On a Sunday.
goodness. On a Sunday.
Saturday
it's
Night
Sunday.
Fever on Easter Sunday.
Woo!
I think that's a song title. Well, the name of this song is Tidal up 2-1 as we're heading into Rialto. We'll see you there. Don't go anywhere.
Woo!
A tier 2 matchup between Neptune Oceanus and Tidal Tsunami. Tidal Tsunami coming in big underdogs as Neptune looking flawless coming into week 3. I mean, quite literally have not dropped a map up until today. And now they find themselves down 2-1 as we are headed into Rialto. Billy, can Tidal complete this upset?
Oh my God, I hope so.
Everybody loves a good underdog, right?
I am flipping out here in my caster's chair because, man, Run a Play coming up into this match today would not have seen this match.
Not at all.
I think that coaching staff for Tidal needs a big pagu in the chat right now because they have their team ready to effing go. There's no other way to put it. The fight that I've seen come back, because they got smacked in the face on Icomol, and they came back and dropped that on Neptune and said, you know what? Boink. Done.
Well, we've talked about it here before, where the most important attribute you can have as a team isn't mechanics, it's not game sense, it's not being the smartest Overwatch player in the world, it's heart. It is heart, and it is keeping your head in the game and sticking to your plan when things are starting to go wrong. Because they say, every great plan, it fails the moment you get into battle. And Tidal able to maintain that tenacity and put up a heck of a showing there on Hanamura.
Yep, I'm just, man, I am just absolutely thrilled with this. This is a thrilling Sunday night game on Easter Sunday. Saturday Night Fever on Easter Sunday. That could be a song or the name of a new band. I'm not sure of what it is, but we're going to head into beautiful Italia. And I mean, from what we have seen, both from the Friday night Overwatch games, the other games during the week that we did, this map can go one of two ways. Either it's a slaughter, or it's the most thrilling map of the entire series. I'm kind of leaning towards the latter for this map because I think that everybody's ready to come out and finish strong. So I'm very interested to see what they are going to run out here for the side of Tidal because, we've got another sub in from them. We've got Zero coming in for Cello. So,
we'll see how that plays out.
We'll see how it plays out.
Cello's been doing strong here today, so that I don't know if this is just a comfort pick for heroes. Set strat here. Only time will tell.
I think it's a set strat. I think it's a set personnel move, personally, because they were very decisive when we came into the sub screen. They were already ready with the sub for me. So I think this was just personnel based.
Well, we did get the swaps. Neptune back in the blue jersey, starting us off on the defense here with the double shield composition, holding right at bridge. They are bringing the Junkrat and the McCree as well, and Igiza back onto the Moira. So they do have that threat removed. And with that, Diva Widow's going to go ahead and stick with that Zarya on the other side. We are also getting Junkrat McCree here from the attacking team. Junior Jellybop drawing first blood here on Rialto. Exo Brute following it right up with a nice mine, taking his counterpart Rat down. As in the duel of the Aussies, it's Exo Brute coming out on top, and now he's just moving in and throwing mines onto the domes of the entirety of Tidal. And that is going to be a very quick assault shut down here by Neptune.
Exo is also the substitute coming in for Neptune, taking the place of Repulsion. So, yeah, he's already 87% to a Riptire. That is big ultimate charge.
Make that 95, making his presence known right out of the gate. Guess what? Exo Brute is in the game. Neo Tessin finds the nice shot, and Sebas goes down. More dropping that Coalescence here for Tidals. They're trying to push in Sand's main tank. I think they're going to have to take it slow at the very least, get a bit of a soft reset here. Neo working his way up to the high ground, seeing if he can find anything here with the Cowboy. Oh, gets stunned out! Zero picking up the flank, takes him down. And now Sebas back in the battle, and just as quickly, the balance has tilted to the attacking team. Giza with that Coalescence online, expecting it to come out immediately. There it is. They've got to watch out for a Gravitic Flux on the other side as well. No ultimates to speak of just yet here for the attacking team, but nevertheless, they are making their way through Courtyard with a quickness here. And Giza does find a pick early, and Lord Nickwick is super low in the back. Okay. The Healing Orbs coming through. Junkrat topped up. Tidal staying in this fight. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Somebody are there on the other side, though. Exo Brute once again picking off his counterpart Aussie. And I think this defense might actually hold here on the back, though this fight is definitely not over yet. Oh, I spoke too soon. Diva goes down. 97 charge on that Zarya. Man, that's a confusing gamer tag.
So right now, what I'm seeing, good push without any kind of ultimates in their bag. Junior Jellybop missed. He whiffed on the Gravitic Flux, so that's one big one out of the bag right there. For Tidal now, you've got 4 online. I think that you maybe lead off with the armor producing one and go in with a tire.
It's Neptune starting things off in the ult department. They're going to drop an early supercharger just to keep the members of Tidal in check here. Oh, but here comes the tire. The tire lands right on their heads. Nothing they can do as 3 of them get a direct trip right back to spawn, and that is going to be a point on the board here for Tidal Tsunami.
Oh my goodness, that was both DPS ults at the same time. Dropped it right on there. Oh, look at that! Look at this huge, quick reset there. They actually got good spawn there, but they've left the payload is just sitting here.
Yep, the cart, guys. Got to get the cart. All that aggression does not matter here. You can't hold this corner if you don't have the cart. And we will get the corner of death. Will be our next battleground here.
L'Angolo della Morte.
2 DPS ults online here for the defense. Coalescence available. Gravitic Flux not far behind. Oh, and they're taking an aggressive approach here. Both shields coming up right on the first corner. Giving themselves a little room to retreat. Here comes the tire. Looks like the tire's going to go through the Opera House. Nope, it's going around the back line. Where did you go, Tire? Tire got taken out by... He got punched! Diva Widow killed the tire with a melee. Here comes the Earth Shatter from the other side, but it found nothing but the Sigma Shield of Junior Jelly. Now dueling Coalescence coming out as the cart approaches the corner of death. We do have Zero Rules trying to come up to the high ground, see if he can open things up from a flank angle, but does not find what he likes. His DPS partner had gone down. He drops as well. And the defense of Neptune, they will hold the corner.
For now.
For now.
They still have Gravitic Flux and
devastating exit kill on that Zarya. You always want to keep that charge in between those fights if you can. Neptune knew it, and they denied it.
You know when the casters are watching the same person when they both have the same reaction at the same time? Oh, that was a groan from the bellies of tank players here. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, right now, all you got on the board for Tidal is that sound barrier.
Yeah, I think they need a little bit of an eco push here. They need to do it quick. They've only got a little under 90 seconds on the clock, and they don't have much ultimates to work with. This is going to be a tough battle. Looks like they're going up to the high ground. Exo right there to greet them on the Junkrat. The trap welcome. Matt finds the Reinhardt. And, well, he's just going to have to stand there and hold their shield up for a minute. 70 seconds on the clock. We did the Graviton Surge going online, but Lord Nickwick goes down. The attacking team already at a disadvantage here, and they are wisely going to back out and reset here.
Grav tire available to Tidal at this moment. You still, I mean, Blade is showing so much discipline holding the sound barrier, waiting for the gravitic flux to come out, because you know it's going to come out.
When they're running into the Flux Deadeye combo, which can be deadly, we're going to get Graviton Surge. Coalescence coming out on the front line. And Sound Barrier is there, but it's not enough to keep Junior Jellybuff alive. He goes down, holding that Gravitic Flux in his pocket. Nick comes through with another massive tire. Time and time again, we are seeing him just get multi-kills with that ultimate and opening up point B here. They have made it past the toughest corner in all of Overwatch. Now, they do have a tire.
Stepped off the top.
Yeah, that tire found Diva Widow on the Zarya, which means they do still have that Junkrat in the back to deal with. And here comes the recontest. Nice move. Twice got able to speed his team back in, and the defense right back in this thing. Coalescence coming out, and here comes that Gravitic Flux. Seb is caught right in the middle of it. He has nothing to work with, no help, nowhere to run. X-Blade was trying to come in and do something, but there were no more support ultimates left here for Tidal, and I don't think they're going to get this second point capped.
I don't think so either. I mean, unless Diva X Widow pulls a miracle out here.
No such miracle here today. 98 meters is all Tidal Tsunami will get.
So, win conditions set that would actually send us for the first time this week for us to Nepal.
Score 0.
I am actually, oof. They get around the corner of death, and then they run into a backside flanking Junkrat in Exo Brute. Man,
That saved him. That was such a heads-up play from Exo. I mean, not only did he take Diva Widow out of the fight, which was the juiced-up Zarya there, but he diverts the attention of the team. And so the front line of Tidal is not able to move forward and really claim the space they needed. That gave Neptune's front line all the room in the world to come in and clean house there on the back of point B.
Zero Rulers was kind of a non-entity in that that map. We've been calling his name quite often earlier in the match, and I know that he was subbed out for a couple of maps, but I really didn't see his name in the kill feed. It was mainly Sebas and Lord Netwick, and then also Pickles with the Coalescence kills, but that's all I really saw. So I think you need more production out of your DPS there. You know, Nickwick obviously taking the honors there with those, you know, 2 huge tires that he brought out.
Yeah, he was definitely carrying the weight on the DPS side in this map. You know, part of that could just be Zero sets him up, Lord Nickwick knocks him down. You have to always be conscious of the headshots coming through, and they were able to corral the defense a little bit. But now, Neptune going back on the attack, hoping they can tie up this series, bringing us a little Doomfist Widow in the damage department. I like this. And Exo Brute immediately lands that right hook, and Lord Netwick sent all the way back to spawn. Now, Exo Brute turns his attention on the Orisa. Orisa down, and that's a fantastic start here for Neptune on the assault.
Yep, I mean, this is going to be a blazing fast time.
Just a reminder, we do have a Neptune on the attack here after they just won that previous engagement, looking to push this objective into the first resting place under point A archway. Neo Tessin coming back with 3! Whoa! Neo Tessin landing shots true here on the Widowmaker and ensuring a clean take here on the first point, and they're going to go claim some space on the second.
Man, this is a very, very, very aggressive push, and now that they know that the spawn is coming out from the point C side, they've got no fear right now. There's zero fear for this team right now, and this is a scary proposition for the squad from Tidal. It looks like we're going to go to a map 5, my good friend.
Oh, and what an unlucky turn of events for Tidal here, as that DC seemed to have denied their ability to really get their feet planted here on the corner of death, and that's really where they want to hold. Nevertheless, Junior Jelly and company keeping the pressure on here, right on Victory Square. And they come up with an early pick onto Sebas. We'll see if Tidal Tsunami can get back in this thing. They do have a Coalescence to work with, but not much else in the ult department. They're going to be going up against a Meteor Strike, both tank ults, and a Sound Barrier. Tall order here for the defense. Nevertheless, they're up for the challenge. Here they go. D.Va diving into the back line. Coalescence coming out on the front. Meteor Strike down. Pickles squashed like a bug while using Coalescence. The Mei on point trying to stall, but it's just Mei Lucio when Reinhardt left here for the defense. The Mei goes down as the punch lands true there from EXO. Sebas not far behind. We're headed to Nepal, my friend.
I think you're right. I mean, D.Va X Widow is about to go out of her mech again. Yep, there we go. A Deadeye coming out from Zero Rulers. Hopefully we'll be able to catch something. It does not. He gets taken down by Junior Jelly Bop. It's a foregone conclusion here.
He got one. The stall's coming through. Oh, I was going to say if X-Blade could survive long enough to get that Sound Barrier, they might have had a chance. Alas, he does not. Nepal, here we come.
Nepal, here we come. Unfortunate for Sebaswat to DC there because, man, they had all the tools to hold there on the corner but denied. Oh my goodness, that's just a heartbreaker. Look at this tire though. Good God. Yeah.
Happy Easter, my friends, and welcome back to match number 1 of our doubleheader here in the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. This is a Tier 2 matchup here today for our first match, that is, between Neptune, Oceanus, and Tidal Tsunami. This one has gone the distance. What a back and forth. It is going to be one control map to decide it all. We're headed to Nepal, Billy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so fucking excited. So, I finally get my map 5.
We finally get our map 5.
That's the first biggest point right now. No, I am totally stoked at how Tidal has responded from their previous 2 weeks. This is huge stuff from them. They did get their party issues figured out as well.
Communication is important. So I'm so glad to hear it. I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah, we always talk about everything one be fair. They were also having some comms issues in the last part of Rialto there, so that may have contributed to what went down there. On the other hand, not to take anything away from Neptune because they just basically bullied Tidal throughout that entire map.
They were in full control even before the DC.
Now, if we look back, our first map was control, and it was skin of the teeth, both sides.
Yeah.
So, and Tidal came out barely on top. Does this favor Tidal, Skunk?
Ooh, I mean, I think it very well could. Especially if they keep up that great focus fire and target prioritization that we saw earlier from them on Ilios.
So the other thing that we were talking about, because I don't know, for my team, we always did all 5 maps when we scrimmed. And we had a definite plan for each map, all 5. So how much work did both these teams put into map 5, the tiebreaker map? That's the question.
I mean, it may come down to who had the foresight to actually prep for Nepal. Time will tell. We'll get Tidal starting us off in the red jerseys, bringing us the double shield. Oh, and we're going to get the heavyweight bout. Both teams bringing us the Doomfist here. Looks like the only difference in this composition is Lord Nick on the Junkrat with Neotess and sticking with the Widowmaker.
I mean, why not go with the Widowmaker again? Clicking that 3K, they're on the streets of Rialto. But, what does that bring to the team? That's the big thing.
Well, it's putting a lot of weight on Neo's shoulders here to find some picks because you are leaving the front line a little bit vulnerable, especially with Zero moving over to this Doomfist. Okay, this Doomfist is just going to go challenge the Widowmaker. Goes in with the slam, doesn't quite find the kill he's looking for. Meanwhile, back on the front line, 2 teams just posturing around the point. EXO does pick up the kill onto D.Va as the Doomfist from Neptune focusing the tanks from the other side to good effect. Neotessin finds the head of Bay Area. And this will be Neptune with first control to start things off here on Shrine.
Yep, EXO and Neo absolutely carried that fight for Neptune there. I think that you have to focus down the Widow. And you know, Zero went in there and got a lot of damage on her, but he didn't confirm the kill. That's something that that's Overwatch 101. You go in, you confirm the kill. So
Well, certainly wasn't for lack of trying on his part. Neo clearly a beast on this Widowmaker.
I mean, look at the ult differences for the Doomfist, though. It's 2-1.
We're also getting a little bit of swaps coming out on the tank line here from Tidal Tsunami. They're going over to the Rhine Diva as they look to make their second engagement. All the while, percentage just building up as they stand around here trying to make decisions. And there's already 37% on the board here for Neptune.
I mean, that's the head scratcher. Why do you stand there and decide where you're going to go? You should already know where you're going to go. Second thing is, Diva X Widow going over to the Diva challenges and counters the Widow automatically.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great pick, but we're already getting the
There it is.
Flux coming out early on the side of Neptune. Finds several members. Coalescence in response coming out of Tidal as they look to go ahead and push in. Like you said, the Widowmaker threat now gone, and they don't have to worry about their heads getting clicked from across the map. Diva Widow falls in with a nice kill on Shilady, the main tank down here for Neptune. And Tidal storming over this thing, taking it right back. Zero Rulers with a late Meteor Strike, though. He may want that one back.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Judy Jellybob trying to get as much. Oh, my goodness. You go down the cliff there, my good friend. Yeah, I think the switch, and also X-Blade is not playing the Lucio here. He is playing the Brigitte, so there is the stun ability.
Yep.
So they listened. They listened. You need to have that second stun ability.
Yeah, they used the Lucio initially to get on the objective, but yeah, made the swap there for the second engagement. It worked out well for him. Now we've got Neptune pathing around through the high ground. Neotestin coming off the Widowmaker onto the Reaper. So it is all CQB brawl here for Neptune as they're looking to push in. Meteor Strike opening things up for EXO. He's just going to try to smash that back line. At the very least, he's getting himself planted. Earthshatter coming out from the attacking team, but he goes down. Oh, never mind. It was a little bit early. Thought I heard the audio cue there. Never mind. It's Coalescence now coming out with Supercharger coming out on the side of Neptune. Gravitic Flux thrown in there from Neptune as well, and that is going to be good for 2 kills. And they've already flipped this thing back over even before the fight was over.
Not quite yet. I mean, they're still putting the damage in, but I mean, now flipped over 87%, 88, 90% climbing. Now you got to switch back. You got to switch back to go back to the Lucio, just to get on the point.
I'm not even sure if that's going to be enough. Okay, here comes Sibus. He's going to have to make a solo effort here just to get this thing started and keep their hopes alive here on Shrine. Diva there to join him, trying to support his Reinhardt friend, but the big German goes down. The Crusader, not enough. Coalescence coming out. Meteor Strike is well invested. There's the Soundbayer. Neptune with all the tools they need to keep this thing clean and to have a 1-0 lead here on Nepal.
Absolutely, that was just a lesson in control point dominance. The changes came a little bit too late. The damage had already been done by the time that they made their swaps. Exo Brute is not being countered enough because he's just getting so many kills with his rocket punch that it's just. He's the linchpin right now. You've got to stop Exo Brute, or this is gonna be a very quick 2-0 and a 3-2 match win for Neptune. That's the way I see it as it stands right now.
Yeah, Tidal looking a little punch drunk at the moment. Neotestin's gonna go ahead and go back over to the Widowmaker here as we head into Village. Symmetra May coming out on the side of Tidal Tsunami.
I like it.
They're also going to throw Diva on the Sigma, so instead of the Reinhardt-Diva combination, Diva Widow, the player, is going to play Sigma. All right, teams just clashing over the point. Teleporter.
Great wall.
Yeah, and a good charge coming through. Shilady goes down immediately. The second take follows right behind. No more front line. Standing here for Neptune. And Tidal looking to take a quick first control here on Village.
Yep, and I think that Symmetra pick was absolutely crucial. Even though they kind of wasted time with the teleport, they actually got to the point second, which when you're running a Symmetra, that's very odd to see. But Zero doing absolute work on the Indian hard light technologist, and I absolutely love the pick.
Now Neptune making swaps of their own, going over to the Junkrat Reaper, just looking to brawl it out here, as this point is so claustrophobic. They've got to have somebody that can help win the duel up close and personal. Coalescence coming out on the side of Tidal here. You have Neotestin just kind of poking and prodding with those shotguns from the side. So far, both teams just kind of at a stalemate here. Okay, here comes the Coalescence from Neptune to see if they can disrupt the cellmate, give them the edge here in this fight. All the while, 46% and counting on the board. Gravitic Flux coming out. Immediately, Zero Rules goes down. Sebas goes down as well. What a great flux coming through from Junior Jelly Bop. And that is going to open this thing up. Diva Widow trying to counter back with a Gravitic Flux of his own, but the sound barrier there from Twice God. And Neptune looking indomitable here on this assault. And they're going to get this thing flipped over, get some percentage of their own.
Yep, but I mean, 64% is not a bad
not a bad start at all.
foray. Yeah, not bad at all. They did not take what Neptune threw at them on the first point there. They wiped their minds and went ahead in here 0-0 again in their minds. And yeah, they're putting the work in big time. Now, Zero Rulers going off the Symmetric, going to the Reaper. So a little bit more brawly there indeed.
Yeah, sticking with that May is 89%. Make that 90% to a Blizzard. Earthshatter also available. Soundbarrier online here for Titles. They're looking to come in, take this thing back, see if they can even us up here in our map 5. Coalescence coming out, start things off. Gravitic Flux, Soundbarrier thrown into the mix, excuse me. And that is going to yield them 3 kills as the swap to Reaper proving very fruitful indeed. Zero Rules going in and cleaning house here on the Edgelord.
So would you say that that was anti the word that you wanted to say that I'm not allowed to steal?
Anti-exquisite?
No, anti-salubrious.
It's just salubrious. But yes, I guess that could be anti. I don't think anti-salubrious is a word. I don't know. We'll have to look that one up, my friends. We'll have to look that one up. All right, Earthshatter available here. Graviton, or excuse me, Supercharger! What? Exo Brute taking my breath away and taking out 5 members of Tidal Tsunami with the biggest ultimate of the day here so far. Wow.
Killing me softly with your tire. Killing me softly.
There was nothing soft about that. That was that was dirty.
But
that was not soft and gentle.
Now getting back into it, they all died at once. What does that mean? They have the opportunity to immediately recontest once they get their people together. So coming up on a shatter.
He solo shatters! He solo shatters Neo, who was holding the Death Blossom. What a big brain play coming out of Sabus. Just dropped in behind him. He had no clue. Now Coalescence coming out from Neptune as they're trying to stave off this aggression. But already, Tidal making their way onto the objective. Coalescence thrown into the mix as well. Zero does go down. Exo Brute countering right back. 2 great mines. 2 big kills coming through. Whoa! And he gets 2 more kills with yet another mine. Exo Brute with another 5K. That is 10 kills and 2 engagements here for Exo Brute on the Junkrat.
Oh my goodness, he is putting some serious work in now. Lord Nitwick has swapped over to a Junkrat of his own.
This is going to be so tough.
Oh my gosh, get back, give it. You got to get a point. You got to get a point. You got to get a point. Nope.
They're running into 2 DPS ults, even if they do touch, and they can't even manage that. Oh, after an insane back and forth, Neptune Oceanus will maintain their perfect record and go up 3-0 here in this tournament. Take a bow, Exo Brute. Take a bow.
Somebody clip this. Wow. Boom. That was almost as good as Venom Mandrews.
Almost. Almost.
Almost. But my God.
We'll see both of them on highlight reels, I have no doubt.
Oh, yeah, it has to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not already enjoy what you see here, oh my God. If you don't like console Overwatch right now, then I need to go through my camera right now. That's now finally turned back on, and I'm gonna smack you around. Exo Brute come through. You get the gold star there for that map. Man, what an awesome series from both teams, going the full distance, 3-2. Tidal giving them all they can handle. Tidal, if you hear nothing else from this cast between me and Bull Skunk, you guys absolutely have the tools to make a massive run in this multi-tier tournament. Don't let anybody else tell you. Don't let anybody at you. Don't at me, because I'll come back for you. You know this. But big stuff for both teams. My God.
Let's update that final there for you, because in the end, Neptune will take it, edge it out 3-2 in this absolute nail biter here in our Easter Sunday matchup.